be doing a reptile care video on the Crested Gecko. On my introduction, I promised I would do it. I know the introduction didn't have much editing. That was just my first video. I'm not very good at making videos, but just gonna be a Crested Gecko care video. Native to New Caledonia in Australia, and their scientific name is the Rhacodactylus solitus, and also they also have a lot of other geckos in their genus, like the gargoyle gecko, New Caledonian giant gecko, etc. And so I'll just be talking about it. Right here, this is a 10-gallon tank. That's because ours is not an adult, so we just keep it in here. But we're probably gonna upgrade it soon. But yeah, this is what we have for now. That for an adult, you would have at least a 15-gallon. Recommend 20. So for heating, they don't need any heating. But if your house goes below 70, I'd recommend a heating. We have a 60-watt bulb here because it gets very cold at night and gets fairly cold at daytime too. Also, you must have one thermometer and one humidity gauge, so you can measure the like the temperature and the humidity like you would in any reptile enclosure. Humidity should be around 50 to 70%. Any bigger than 85% will probably lead to bacteria growth, which is not something you want to get into. And temperature should be around 70 to 80. Anything above 85 will probably get a lot of stress for your gecko, and the gecko will probably not like it. So right here we have a 60-watt. It's a clamp dome. Any dome, Home Depot or anything like that will work. For furnishing. So furnishing can be like leaves, artificial plants. You can also use live plants because some people do like using live plants. Just for the fact that it oxygenates and results in a lot of humidity. I also need a water bowl and a food bowl. And a hive they usually don't use, but it's okay. I think you should add one. And vines, I would really recommend. They love vines. It should be the lid should be a secure screen top lid. Or you can use a glass lid. It doesn't really matter, but the screen lid holds humidity a little worse than glass enclosures. What would feed them? The Crested Gecko diet, right here. You just add 2 parts water, dechlorinated water, and 1 part of this powder thing. It has kind of a funky smell to it, but you'll get used to it. I got used to it, but yeah. Also, you need a water bowl, but they usually don't drink. They usually just drink the raindrop liquids. You would need a conditioner for it. The reptile conditioner, or any type of reptile conditioner, fine, or deer park water, spring water, something like that'll be fine too. Now on to I also need to talk about handling. Handling, yeah, pretty easy actually. They're one of the most handleable lizards I've ever seen. They're like the ball python in the lizard family. So yeah, they're pretty easy to handle. The gecko also would grow to about 8 inches. Right now it's like 5-6 inches. Maybe 7, I don't know. But yeah, it can live in this 10-gallon tank. So on to breeding now. So you would need something like this, any type of waiter with grams. This guy's 20 grams, so we won't be breeding him yet. My guy's around 30 grams, I estimate, because he's like 8 inches long and pretty fat and chubby. So I would expect him around pretty heavy, go to breeding size. I would switch them onto paper towels when they go breeding because if you use Eco Earth and put a nest box, there's a better chance if you use Eco Earth that they'll actually lay the eggs in the your bedding, which will be really hard to find your eggs because they bury it. So I just recommend changing to paper towel or newspaper and getting a nest box. Fill it with peat moss or something like that. So so they can have a damp place to lay their eggs, and make sure it's pretty secure, like a stairlight bin with a hole cut in it. In about a month, the gecko will have laid a clutch of eggs. Also female size, weight should be around 35 grams. Some people do try to go 30 to 35, but I recommend at least 32 grams because I don't like egg-borne illnesses. It could result in death in your gecko. Also, back to the story, males need to be around 30 grams. So once they lay the eggs, it'll take about a month, and then they lay a clutch of eggs, which is 2 eggs. They don't need an incubator, so all they can do is just live in normal room temperature, but like normal. If it's below 70, you might need to put incubator, and one day in about 70 to 60 to about 120 days, the 2 gecko eggs will hatch. When the first gecko egg hatches, about a day later or a few hours later, the second gecko hatches. The incubation medium should be hatch rate, perlite, any of that stuff. And when that happens, you take out the eggs. You take out the eggs out of the peat moss and then put it in the hatch tray. But then when they hatch, you should have a baby enclosure for them. The care is about the same, except they're more delicate and you shouldn't handle them as much, and they'll eat way less. So I just get a bottle cap instead. And you spray dechlorinated water. This is just an exoterror. Any plant Mr. Olden. So yeah, that is pretty much it. Oh yeah, also, you would also, if you get cold, you would need a night, because they can handle small drops to around 65 degrees. But if it gets below that, I'd recommend a night bulb. So that's pretty much it.